There are aspects of our life that we wish other people could experience. For me, this is the wildlife and nature that surrounds us, specifically in the Pacific Northwest. It's always been very important to me and my family and friends of mine. And some very important people that have, in a sense, dedicated their lives to preservation and conservation of wildlife and nature include Aldo Leopold, Teddy Roosevelt, and John Muir. These three people are absolutely the three people I would love to have at a dinner party, because all of them bring a different aspect of this to the table. Teddy Roosevelt, as we know, is pretty famous for hunting the Big Five in Africa. So he was a hunter who hunted giraffes and all of these different animals over there that are pretty controversial today, but at the time it was a whole revelation. Everyone wanted to do it. It was an incredible feat. Good for him. He was, of course, a president, and he also formed the Boone and Crockett Club, which is very important in the hunting community today, as it's not only a record book keeper for hunting records, of course, big animals. Everyone loves the big animals. But it is also a huge donator to foundations that maintain habitat and healthy populations of animals, specifically game animals such as elk, deer, bears, moose, and those that people want to sustain for later generations. He is much more on the conservative side of conservation, unlike John Muir, who is much more on the liberal aspect. He is famously known for cutting off friendships in regard to sheep grazing in national parks. He is absolutely against it. He thought there's no place for animals to be grazing on these lands that were meant for wildlife, specifically farm animals using this land. He's quite on the left aspect of the spectrum, though he had very similar wishes for land. He wanted it to be conserved. He wanted other generations to experience it. He wanted to keep it as natural as possible with as little human impact as he could. He founded the Sierra Club. And Aldo Leopold is very much in the center. He is a Yale graduate. He is very well known as the founder of the science of wildlife management, and he helped create many hunting laws within the country. There's even a scope manufacturer, Leupold Arms, that is based after him and the things he's done for the community. He is a very well-known ecologist and a professor at the University of Wisconsin, and he has done many things for wildlife conservation today, including founding the Wilderness Society. I would absolutely love for the three of these to get together. They were alive in very similar times, end of the 1800s, beginning of the 1900s, though I cannot find a time where the three of them were ever together. Though I would absolutely love for the three of them, if that was ever a possibility, to get together to discuss how we, in the 21st century, are contributing or taking away from conservation aspects in regard to hunting, fishing, and property management. And if I were to serve them a meal, it would more than likely be something along the lines of elk roast or a deer roast, foraged mushrooms such as morels or boletes, and a spring mix of greens, as all of these can be found in the Pacific Northwest, hunted, foraged, picked, however you may, and it is a natural resource that is renewable and all of these men had enjoyed in their prime.